नमो नारायणाय। हे रमा पुरुषोत्तम नरहरि नारायण केशव गोविंदा गरुड़ध्वज गुणानिधे दामोदरा माधवा। हे कृष्णा कमलापते यदुपति सीतापते श्रीपते वैकुंठाधिपते चराचर लक्ष्मीपते। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोप कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगदिथाय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। यं ब्रह्मा वरुण इंद्र मरुत स्तुनवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदै सांग परक्रमुपनिषदै गारयन्ति यं सामगा। ध्यानावस्थिता तर्कते न मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यश्यन्तं नाविरो सुरासुरगन्धेवाय तस्मै नमः। ओम नागेन्द्रहराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्मांगरकाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगंबराय तस्मै नकराय नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वः स्वधा नमोऽस्तुते। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज और निज मन मुकुर सुधार वरनो रघुवर विमल यश ओ जो नायक फल पूतहीन तनु जानिके ओ सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देव मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। नाथ मम संकट हरो हरे। प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय। We join in praises to Goddess Saraswati once more as we crave her boons upon us. Jai 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 Shri Saraswati Mata।
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ। जय 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 जय
श्री सरस्वती माता।
जय जय
जय जय जय श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ। जय
जय जय श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता।
चौथे मय विनव पंच सभी को ज्ञान तुझे उन धाम। श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा। श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा। जय
जय जय श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ।
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता। जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
और शक्ति सरस्वती देवी माता की जय। Praise again be to a noble pathway of life, this pathway of Sanatan Dharma. Devotees, those who listen to Bhagavad Purana, the statistics are so clear and documented. We can trace back our lineage straight back to Lord Brahma. That's why I tell you the blood that flows in us is the blood from the rishis and the munis of ancient time. And one should really try and keep this blood pure. But as Kali go along, it will come real mix-up. When mix-up, we call it Sankar Baran. That is what will happen. The purity of that species devotees will get contaminated. Sit down and think back of our forefathers when they came here, the customs they brought, the pathways they lived, how they lived, especially traditions and so on. Life was hard. It was not like today. Right? Yes, there are certain basic issues. Imagine in a house, you didn't have a chair to sit down on. It's up, you're making pirha, or you're sitting on the ground. Right? The days of the chatai, the days of the pal, you leap in ground, all the house, all these things and so on. Those were the hardships they went through to see their children have a better life than them devotees. But that value system that they brought with them, okay, they held for their dharma. And as it says in the Vedas, if you live for the sake of your dharma will always protect you. So we say praise to Sanatan Dharma. कहो एक बार ये मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय को कहो एक बार
ये मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
करो प्रचारो दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
प्रचार दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
ऋषि संतान खोने को जो दावा मन में रखती हो।
ऋषि संतान होने को जो दावा मन में रखती हो। छोड़ो धर्म अपने को सनातन धर्म की जय हो। सनातन धर्म की जय हो, सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
बोलो सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। We have come to the end, coming to the end of this year, maybe 30th next month. Next year, devotees will make us 180 years since our forefathers came to this part of the world, bringing with them the rich and noble culture, this part of Sanatan Dharam. Let us sing praises to the divinities. Bhajumanda Hari Hari Om Sumiro Narayana. O Bhajumanda Hari Hari Om Sumiro Narayana.
O Bhajumanda Hari Hari Om Sumiro Narayana.
Narayana Prabhu Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Bhajumanda Hari Hari Om Sumiro Narayana.
Bhajumanda Hari Hari Om Sumiro Narayana.
Bhajuman Suraj Bhajuman Chandra.
Bhajuman Suraj Bhajuman Chandra.
Bhajuman Suraj Bhajuman Chandra.
Bhajuman Suraj Bhajuman Chandra.
Bhajuman Pavan Sabir Sumiro Narayana.
Bhajuman Hari Hari Om Sumiro Narayana.
Bhajuman Rama Bhajuman Sita.
Bhajuman Rama Bhajuman Sita.
Bhajuman Rama Bhajuman Sita.
Bhajuman Rama Bhajuman Sita.
Hanu Hanu Hanumat Veer Sumiro Narayana.
Hanu Hanu Hanumat Veer Sumiro Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Bhajuman Hari Hari Om Sumiro Narayana.
Bhajuman Hari Hari Om Sumiro Narayana.
Bhajuman Shiva Avaru Ganesha.
Bhajuman Shiva aur Ganesha.
Bhajuman Shiva Avaru Ganesha.
Bhajuman Shiva aur Ganesha.
Bhajuman Shakti Ho Sati Sumiro Narayana.
Bhajuman Shakti Ho Sati Sumiro Narayana.
Bhajuman Tulsi Vrindavan Vai Sumiro.
Bhajuman Tulsi Vrindavan Sumiro.
Bhajuman Tulsi Vrindavan Vai Sumiro.
Bhajuman Tulsi Vrindavan Sumiro.
Bhajuman Saryu Ka Tir Sumiro Narayana.
Bhajuman Saryu Ka Tir Sumiro Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
Narayana Hari Narayana.
भजु मन हरि हरि ओम सुमिरो मन नारायणा
ॐ भजो मन हरि हरि ओम सुमिरो मन नारायणा
ओ भजु मन हरि हरि ओम
सुमिरो मन नारायणा।
प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्व देवी देवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम. So devotees, once more we join in this holy environment. Bhagavan Shri Ram said to Shabari Mata, Pratama Bhakta Santankar Sangha Dusari Rati Mama Katha Prasanga. There are 9 steps of devotion leading to oneness with God. And the first 2, if you could practice it, will eventually lead you to achieving the 9. And what is the first 2? Pratama Bhakta Santankar Sangha. Always try to be in holy environments like this. They call it Satsangh. And secondly, develop that love for listening to Bhagavan's praises. What does the praises of the Lord do? It causes the third eye to open, so the light of knowledge will dawn, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Then control does come over your senses of perception and the organs of action. And when this third eye open, it's only then you could see beyond materialism. These 2 eyes have a limited distance in sight, and that radius is within materialism. And materialism is what? A dream. It makes you believe it's real and true, whereas it is not. Because one day we all have to leave it and go. Nothing goes with us. So the reality in life is beyond materialism, although again with knowledge, materialism could help you to achieve it. Okay, to realize it in this way. So devotees, we have been delving since we had the Srimad Bhagavad Purana Saptah Yajna, which took us 24 years to complete on every Thursday night from the year 2000 to 2024. Then we started to read the this Garuda Purana, one of the 18 Purans. The Garuda Purana again is meant to bring information and knowledge. It is not meant to offend anyone. Please never look at it that way. If we do not read the scriptures, we will not know what is there, what is right from what is wrong. Because you will not believe how much negativity we do with this body, consciously and unconsciously. Just as we do good, both consciously and unconsciously, so we do a lot of bad. But every action has a reaction to it. And that's why the logical law of the universe is the law of karma. We are the creators of our destiny. How you make your bed, so you will lie. What you sow, that is what you're going to reap. So Bhagavan Vishnu, in the company of Garuda posed questions to the Lord, and the Lord from his very lips explained to him. He said, Garuda, when the soul leaves this body, okay, the soul enters into a body the size of the thumb, an aerial body called Angusharir. It lingers around the body as long as the body is there. That soul in this material body is there. It's only when you dispose of it, and depend on how you dispose of it. The highest way is by cremation. When you bury a body in the ground, the soul does be around there, the body there. That's why cremation is the highest way to dispose of a body. Every day when the sun will offer the pinda and the tarpan, part of those pinda go towards the formation of a new body which is formed on the 10th day after the funeral, called it Dasgatra, the shaving day. And if that is performed correctly by the eligible person who is an official Mahapat, then that a new body is formed on that day, an aerial body the size of the palm of the hand called a cubit. So the soul drops the body of the thumb, enters into that body, and is now ready to travel. Where is it going to? The Lord as the Lord of justice. When does that journey begin? When the Bhandara is performed. When Bhandara is completed, the soul does leave. So you see, devotees, if these rites and rituals are not done, that soul does remain stuck in the spirit world until eternity, according to Bhagavan Vishnu. It can't get released. Now, during the course, the journey only takes one celestial day, but a celestial day equals a human year. Right? That's why the Hindu home enters into a state of mourning for a period of 1 year. During the course of the year, the soul gets to stop 16 times on the way to receive offerings that are made. If the offerings are made, fully energized, it is able to move on. If not, dejectedly it has to struggle on. And the last day, devotees, it tells you the hardships that the soul goes through, devotees, as I'll go back just a few slokas before. So let us see what Bhagavan Vishnu says. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Guru Charan Kamalibhyo Namo Namah Shri Vishnue Namaha Hari Om Tanko Chishta ko kavate ne Satu ko drishta ko Sona ko krandate Hari Om Adan ko Dan ko Pa ko Papatma ko Hari Om Sri Tasya Mani Va Nimajanati Hari Om Tarang Mukhe ko Kantang Kang Hari Om Dantawa ko Durai ko Raka Kasha Sanctistay Hai Hari Om Barishena ko Yatha ko Matas Yatha ko Pare ko Pranite Shri Vishnu Bhagavan ki Jai. Bhagavan Vishnu said, Garuda, listen. Hari Om तुरंत को गौ का दान को दिया दो यहाँ को नौका तुम्हारा को समीर को आवेगा विनय को हरिओम सिद्धान लेके को किसी के पास आती नहीं को कैसे है. While the sun is on the journey, the soul and the pindas are offered with the tarpan that you call it Masik Srar, which again works out to be 16. One again is at the first 15 days after the funeral. The end of 1 month. These are lunar months and not calendar days, right? Lunar months. Month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 5.5. When the higher 5.5 monthly pinda is offered, that is the time the soul reaches the Vaitarani river that we spoke about. This river which is somewhat impossible to pass, where souls suffer a lot struggling from devotees to move along. But here, the how you call it, the Jamdut asks the soul, right? He said, Jo tumne gau ka daan ko diya ki hota hai. Check your merit list and see if you did a gaudan. If you do a gaudan, what is the purpose of it? To cross Vaitarani here, then the river, a boat or a raft appears to take you, a mode of transport then over the river easily, whilst other souls suffer in this respect. You see, devotees, while Gaudan is mentioned, now to be honest with you, the 6 months Bhandara is something highly recommended, right? But some people don't want to do it because they still have a funeral, shaving, and the first Bhandara, they have to do 1 year, and they can't take on all the simi-dimi and this and that and whatsoever. With the 5.5, that the soul reaches Vaitarani, and the Jamdut asks the soul, did you do a Gaudan when you were living? Let me check your record and see. I ain't see nothing like that here, you know. It's all sorry for you. You have to beat your body through this river, you know. Right? If a Gaudan was done, and when is the best time to do it? You see, when you live in, God bless you with health and strength, do it. After you die, your son could still do it for you, and this is where you do it. After the 5.5 monthly pinda is offered, before the 6 months will reach, that's where you do the Gaudan. If you did not do one whilst you were living. But again, it's always better whilst you are alive to do it with your own hands in this respect. And so devotees, with the gift of that cow, then the soul is able to cross over that river with ease whilst others struggle along. Hari Om Narayan Parama. ऐसे वचन को सुनने की को हरिओम श्री प्रेत हाहाकार को शब करने लगा कि हे देवा मैंने दान नहीं दिया कि होता है. Then the soul begin to cry and to bawl and all them things. Hahakar means, you know, sorry then. Look at, I had this human body. I never took the opportunity to make any gifts with this body. I never do a gaudan in my life. Look at me, you know, I had to suffer now struggling along. And whilst devotees, back at the home now, what happening? If these children are knowledgeable or they're blessed and they have this inclination, they could do what you advise them to do. Other than that, them looking for the bank book and see how much money you leave back and how to divide it and spend it. I'm telling you, right? Dead horse cannot eat grass. he done dead and gone. Life had to go on. And this is what you say? Life had to go on. Am I burdened with you? And you're struggling with jump dude up there. My son loved me so much. My family, they're going to offer the pinda, the tarpan. I'm going to do everything necessary as advised by the Pandit. And they studied you at all. That's why when God bless you with health and strength, do with this body. Do not wait to depend on others to do for you. Take advantage. Now, when is the best time you are spiritually fit? When you are physically fit. And when is the best time you are physically fit? When you're young, strong, and healthy. So you see, the pathway of devotion should really start when you're young, not when you get old. Most times we keep working and tying up ourselves in materialism. When you're done, retire now. Boy, let me start going to temple planting a little bit. Let me go with a little presenting, you know. I mean, it's better late than ever. But the best time is whilst you're young and strong and God bless you with health and strength. Do it with your own hands. Take this hand and offer flower, make little arti, whatever be it and so on. Isi prakar ke, seeing this devotees what happen, Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam, ki bhai bhita ko rota ki hota hai, rota means to cry. The soul is balling down the place in the, you call it, the company Jamdut. Huh? When Bhagavan gives you this body in 7 months of pregnancy, you promise the Lord you go serve him, you know, from birth to death. Every human, you know, birth don't begin at, life don't begin at birth, you know, life does begin the moment a mother conceives a babe. And in 7 months of pregnancy, the fetus is fully conscious. And Bhagavan does appear to us in this womb of the mother, reminding us, I'm giving you back the chance as a human. This is the highest body. The soul can't get a body higher than this. You had the privilege to come back to me, never to born back into this troubled world again. You know what we just tell the Lord? Prabhu, you have no fear promising you. You only let me born, I go serve you from birth to death. And so we are born in this world. And when you're born, if you don't have the correct parents to guide you along, because the first obligation of parents is really to get your child on the pathway of God's consciousness. We don't do that. Everything is looking to see how you can make a living in this world and how much you could get in this world. This is what we look as objective in life. That's how we measure then success in life. And the child grows up entangled in materialism. That is why these environments are so important, to constantly be in it, that we are reminded of our purpose as which we are here for tonight. So he says what happened here. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार को हरि ओम जिसमें को हरि ओम श्री गौदान नहीं किया, ऐसे को पाई जीव को वैतारिणी नदी को हरि ओम डूब को जाते की होता है. I had the privilege and I didn't do the Gaudan. Eh? You know what is one greatest, how you call it, setback in life? There's something you call procrastination. Now what procrastination means? Putting off, putting off, putting off. Next year, sure, I'm going to start. Next year, sure, I'm going to get change my life and come across on the other side. Next year come and next year gone. You think next year waiting on you? Watch how fast was New Year's, and New Year's coming back just now. Time waits on no one, devotees. Right? We have to get up. Take control of yourself. Time is something you got to manage properly. And the most important part of your life, your time limits, devotees, is the path towards devotion and righteousness. This has to be a very important part of our lives. I did not do any Gaudan and so on. Seeing this now, isi prakar ko, Hari Om Sri, Jaise ko mas ko, Hari Om Sahi Shula ko, मत्स्य को खींच के को वैसे ऊट प्रेत को वहाँ को मुख के शल कर को उसमें को आकाश में मई को रहने वाले यमदूत के को वैतारणी हरिओम नदी को पार को ले को जाता है. Israel, sorry for you, you have to dock in the Vaitarani, you know. No bargain here to cross it, right? And you go, that is a special katha with Vaitarani. When that river is explained, you're going to hear it later on. And so they are flying through the air, but they have you on a string with a noose around your neck. Right? The steady skimmer is that with something like, you boss somebody two lifts and you hold them like that and you hold in there and you tie a rope to it. That's how they pull in you in tyranny. Ducking and getting up and drinking pus and blood and this and that and you name it, the soul is wailing and crying, wailing and crying. Remember, the soul can't die. No amount of water could drench the soul. No amount of fire can burn it. No amount of fire can burn it. No weapon has yet been invented to destroy this Atma or the soul, which is part and parcel of God. So it gets that body of thought here and experience it, devotees. And true again, the servants, devotees of Lord Yamraj. What happened? They struggled along, trying to cross that river Vaitarani. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam Charan Kamali Bhyo Namo Navam. तदंतर को छाबासी को पिंडा को भोग कुआते चलता की होता है. Now when it's 6 months, Chamas means 6 months. And I Luna Bonse, the pinda is offered. The soul is able to feed on it and get some strength. If it is offered, too bad, nothing to get. See the importance of it? Right? If you don't offer the pinda, it does not get it. He passes the devotees again, lamenting again. फिर को भीको मार्ग को हरिओम अंत्यदि को छुड़ा युत को होकर को विलाप करता हुआ जाता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. And with very great difficulty, devotees, it moves on in this way. It has the desire to eat, right? It has cases there where people have died and they do nothing. And dreams come to others that how they begging, they're hungry and they want food. Right? They're hungry and they want food. And when that food is prepared, they feel satiated through it. Right? Food is very, very important in Shraddha ceremonies. Be it shaving, Bhandara, 1 year, whatever it is, during the course of the you see, during the Masik Shraddha, to do that for the benefit of the soul, you have to do it on the same day that is recommended. And on that night, if you could keep satsang, you prepare food, clean food, you don't jutai it. And you let a Brahmin, you could prepare siddha too, and let a Brahmin bless that siddha and jutha the food. The merits from it go to the soul. Anybody else you don't get. According to Garuda Purana, it's through the Brahmana, the soul is satiated. It's fed then through the Brahman when the Brahman eats. That is how important it is, Yeah. If it's not done, well, sorry, it goes by the way. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. 7वें महीने को हरि ओम श्री बहापर को पूर्वे को जाती है. With the 7 months devotees, what happened? He enters the city going along to Lord Yamraj called Bahaparpur. Right? And there again, कि कहा को पुत्रादि को के दिए को हुआ पिंडा दान को भोगता की होता है. If the pinda, the tarpan is offered, the soul feeds on it, is fully satiated with all strength and can now move along. In a song long as a whole year, but remember it's only one celestial day. Just one celestial day. Hari Om Narayan. वहाँ को आत्मे को महीना को पिंड भोग आते को जाता है. Moving on from the 7th month, from that city I just mentioned, he moves devotees again onwards and receive the 8 pinda devotees, the pinda that is offered in the 8th month, right? And the 5.5 months, the 8th pinda is offered. The 6 months, 9. The 7th month, 10. All right? The 8th month will be 11. And you're going along like that. Right? It will be 15 and all before you do the Bhandara. Hari Om Narayan. I'm glad Narayan is here with us. इसी प्रकार 9 को महीने को पुण्य को पूरन को भय को होता है. हरि ओम श्री नाना क्रम को नाम को पूर्वे को जाता है. And moving along again at the end of the 9th month, devotees, he goes to the city that is called Nana Kranda, right? Nana Krandapur. And there, उस पुर में को नाना प्रकार को जीवे को अतियन को दारुण को भयभीत अब के को करते हैं हरिओम श्री तीन को देख वहाँ को शून्य को हृदय को अपनी को दुख हो रहता रोता की होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय भगवान वत्सलम. So he moves along again, devotees, and there he sees, it says, when he reaches that city called Nanakranda, right? He sees a lot of other souls there, people there, devotees, and they crying and in pain and in misery and the suffering in that city called Nanakrand. Right? That's when at the ninth month Pindaden, he reaches that city and he sees others who have come there before. They are there. Depends how the offering is made. If you're offering, all right. If you offer in this month and you say next month, man, let me give my chance a little bit. We ain't going to offer no next month. And you just have to eat every day. So what will happen when the soul eat in there? Don't look like fella, you know the fella what happened. He eating papers, right? So he set up, he come quite mad lot, eh? He come down granny to buy papers. He buys 7 one time, so you read one every day for the week. You can't give every day they need it. At these junctures is where they need the food. And what is the food? A simple pinda offering, devotees. Right? So very important it is. People are crying in agony in various ways. And Bina himself, when he sees what is happening there, he faints away. Awakes again, cries, beating his head, devotees in misery. Huh? How I have wasted this body. How have I wasted this body? Bhagwan bless it. Bare bhagya manushatan upava. Bhagwan Shri Ram told the people of Ayodhya, I have created 8,400,000 species of lives. They are divided into 4 main categories called Andaj, Ukmaj, Pindaj, and Astarvar. Lives that are born from wombs, mammals. Lives that are born from eggs. Lives that are sweat-borne, microscopic, and otherwise in the plant kingdom. But of all of them, the human is the highest. Kag Busun tell Garur. He said, Garur, when the lower creatures watch a human, you can understand them. Right? A silent prayer is offered from the heart and a tear drops from the eyes, begging the Lord, Prabhu, when are you going to bless me with this human body? When, Lord, when? They're begging for it. But due to karma, they can't get it. You see it? Until that time is right, after beating out karmas and so on. They beg for it, and we again who have it, we don't value it. Think about it. What was this body meant for? This body has chakras or kundalinis in it. With yogic practice, you are able to awaken them and lift the life force. At least get the third eye open. The yogis go higher. They awaken this chakra up here, the pineal gland, and they lift the soul to this point, and they communicate with Bhagavan in that abstract state called Maha Samadhi. We could do it if we wish, but we don't have time like the yogis. Right? We are supposed to be part of our whole lifestyle, and it's very easy to have a difficult way to live and a simple way to live. And you know what's the simple way? Just keep the Lord in front in your life. Like what Arjun did in the Mahabharata war. He get the Lord to drive his chariot for him. What do you want more than that? Battle don't win already. You have the Lord driving your chariot, the chariot in this life. You don't have to worry you win in any battle. But what we do, we keep the Lord in the back, lock up in our room. And we live life out of ego. When you get a little pressure, open up the door, let me say, Bhagavan, there, I'll help you. No. Said, have a difficult way and an easy way. The easy way, keep the Lord in front. Keep your life on a solid spiritual base, and you're going to see how meaningful and easy living will become. Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam Prati Gritam. इसी प्रकार को यमदूत को हरि ओम गर्जन ऐसे को वहाँ को भी को प्रेत उसमें पुकार को छोर मरे को दुख को हरि ओम दशवी को मास में को हरि ओम श्री सूत प्रभाव भ्रमण को जाता है. Moving along in this with great difficulty in the 10th month, it reaches the city, moving towards Lord Yamraj called Sutupta Bhavan. इसी प्रकार जिस पुर में पिंडा दान को भोग को 11 को मास को पूर्ण किया है, if the pinda is offered, it receives it, energized, it can move on. No pinda is offered, well, where you going to do? Eh? But I said, Baba really forget to offer this morning, you know. Why go tell you? Eh? Your father's soul, he's the man bring you, your mother into this world, make you a big man, and you can't remember to offer 1 pinda per month. Eh? Mark it down, that's what you have, and check it in this. What is more, where your focus is, what is priority, right? Well, you forget, the soul can't get it, what are you going to do for that? Huh? Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam Charan Kamale. पुर को पिंदा दानों को भोग को 11वें मास को पूर्ण किया. हरि ओम श्री रुद्र नाम को हरि ओम पुर में को जाता है. Moving along, devotees, he again is not happy. Still yet Pindanting is offered, but the happiness is not there. And at the completion of the 11th month, is go to the city called Raudra, right? Raudra. Dear devotees, इसको 11.5 महीने को वे को हरि ओम वयोशन को नाम के पुर में को जाता है. इसी प्रकार को वहां को प्रेतो दी दुख देने वाला मेको को वर्ष है. उस पूर्वे को प्रेत को हरि ओम श्री नैदादी को पिंडा को भोगता की होता है. If the pinda is offered again at the end of the 11th month by the sons, the soul gets it. And it moves on now, devotees, fully energized again. He reaches now at the end of the 11.5 months, all right, a place called Payo Varshan. And there devotees, Varshanpur में Shita Datya को नाम के नगर को जाता है. That place, devotees, is it's called Shita Datta, all right? And the clouds there, devotees, team up together, creating difficulty to move along. And receiving the Shraddha that will be offered there. What happened? Before the annual Shraddha, which is at the end of 11.5 month, which works out to be the 15th Pinda. You see it? Then the Bhandara should be done, not 10 months and 11 months. The 15th Pinda has to be offered, which works out to be the 11.5 lunar months. So if you do it in the 10th month, what happened? It's before time. After that 15th Pinda is offered, working out to be the 11.5 lunar months, before the annual one will reach the 12th month, that is the period you have there to do the 1-year Bhandara. See it? It's a little flexible there because you could choose a date. Unlike the first Bhandara, whatever date fall on, you have to do it. इसी प्रकार को हरि ओम श्री नारायण परमात्माए नमो नमः. उस पुर में को 100 गुना अधिक को हरि ओम हिम से कि महीन को शीत को पड़ता है, जिसमें को शोत दात को हरि ओम उसका नाम की है. उस पूर्व में प्रेत को शीता द्वारा को दुखी तथा शुद्धा युक्त हो को दिशाओं का को चारों को तरफ सोचता को जाता है. Very hungry and very thirsty devotees, if again it is offered, the soul receives it. If not devotees, then what happened? It suffers along. And there it says the cold is 100 times devotees greater than even the Himalayas that will affect him with the coldness. Think about it. That is one of the reasons you notice when you're doing the, how you call it, the Shraddha ceremony. There's one, how you call it, sheep here. Why do you offer sheep here in the Pindas? The sheep here represents wool devotees. Wool is a thick clothing that will allow heat from coldness and so on. That is why, too, if you could afford it, you see, you make gifts. The gifts like what? The umbrella. The umbrella appears to shade where there is hot sun. The light, where the city of darkness is, the light appears that you could see through it. The footwear, where again that place has only thorns and what you talk and all these things and so on, it appears as a footwear. right? Toiletries and all these things and so on. They appear to you. These are great gifts to give. If you can't afford it, right, to do it to the Mahapat and even to the in the Shraddha ceremony, if you can afford it, you do it. Right? All his gifts are greater. To the Brahmana, having pleased him, the soul receives that blessing. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार उस पूर्व में सगुण गुणानिधि को हिमसे महीना को शीत पड़ता है, जिससे को शीतानंद को उसका को नाम की होता है. Now what happened here? He received that Shraddha, which is the Pinda then, before the annual one. That is the 15th, how you call it? Pinda, at the 11th and a half month. At the end of the year, इस प्रकार महीने को शीत को पड़ता है, जिससे को हरिओम शोतादक नाम को होता है. At the end of the year, he goes to the city called Sutta Shotadatta, right? Where devotees, that cold, as I told you about, is experienced and the soul suffers along. उस पूर्व में को प्रेत को शीत द्वारा को दुर्की को हरिओम तथा क्षुधा युक्त हो को दिया दिशा को के चारों तरफ को सोचता को जाता है. Hungry and pierced with the cold devotees and so on, he moves about in the 10 directions, east, west, north, south, up and down and all over, trying to get some peace and comfort. Hari Om कि मेरे को कोई को बंधन दुख तो निपृत को ऐसा की होता है. During that remaining, does there any remaining, or is there any remaining relative who will remove my misery? You are talking and you are begging now. Is there anyone of my relationship who could help me to remove my misery? We go to India, devotees. Gaya is that main place to do Shraddha. Plenty people go there and do for their parents and otherwise and so on. Okay? Now one thing we have to understand. You see, when the soul is the body, until the 1 year Bhandara, the soul takes this position as a prit, a spirit, you know. It's only when that 1 year Bhandara complete, then the soul now becomes a pitra. Now if you never do these rites and rituals, that's where I tell you, the soul does remain stuck in the spiritual. When you're doing a Bhandara, you have to put a special pinda one side. Because when you do the Shraddha ceremony, you wouldn't believe. Those spirits and them that talk amongst themselves, you know. Say, look at that family, how blessed and great they are. Eh? Their loved one passed away and they're doing everything for him. Look at we have children and we leave things for them and we whatsoever. Nobody want to do nothing for we. We're stuck here in the spirit world. Let us go over there and see if we can get something to help we. So they just come along, but you doesn't want them to interfere with what you're doing for your departed. So you have to put a special bikar pinda for them. You see it how important it is? So when you're doing Shraddha, you don't only do to help your loved one, you know, so many other souls stuck in the spirit world, you have to be helping them. When you're doing Tarpan, look how many of them you just offer for and so on, who gone and leave. So when you get, this knowledge is coming from the lips of Bhagwan Vishnu himself, if we have that faith and belief, devotees. It's begging in this way. तब यमदूत को बोला तुम्हारा ऐसा को पुण्य कहाँ की होता है. Then the servants of Yamraj asked him, what sort of merits have you? Let me see your account book there. I only seen on the debit side, not much on the credit side. How we going to balance out this here? Eh? You never take the time to do good with this body whilst the Lord bless you with it. Only I see on the wrong side, the debit side only. Hence you suffer the consequences in this way. जो तुम्हारा दुख मिटावे को उस पूर्व में को 12 मास को पिंडा भोग को वहां को कुछ में धैर्य को धारण करता की होता है. Having eaten devotees the annual rice balls, what happened? He devotees plucks up and gains courage once more. See it? When that Bhandara ceremony is done, with the Shraddha offering and the pindas and so on, okay, he gets courage now and is able to move up again in this way. Hariya tarantar ko ek ko varsh ko vyabit ho ko bar ko yamalo ko samip ko हरियम बहु भीति को नामकपुर में को जाता पिंड से को उत्पन्न हुआ हस्य को प्रमाण देहु को त्याग को करता की होता है विष्णु भगवान की जय. And so devotees, he's coming nearer now to the abode of Lord Yamraj, the Lord of Justice. You know, you go to a funeral, and they ask somebody to say a few words, and this person started to talk. Well, now this person have left this body here and the troubles and this earth. He is in the arms of the Lord and is in paradise and enjoying heavenly bliss and all that. Who tell you that? What make you believe that? You have to face the Lord of justice, so all what you do in this body and this earth, nobody gets away. Right? The soul ain't reached Yamraj yet, you know. The 1 year Bhandara done, so that journey complete. So he's now going to face Lord Yamraj towards his city then in this manner. Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam. Having reached that city called Bhaubhiti, right? And there इस प्रकार को जाकर पिंड से को उत्पन्न हुआ, हस्य प्रमाण को देह को त्याग करता कि होता है. Now on the day of the shaving, the soul drops the body the size of the thumb and enters a body the size of the palm of the hand, an aerial body called a cubit. So in this city called Bahubhiti, it drops that body of the palm size of the hand. It dropped in the air because that body was specifically given for traveling, the appropriate vehicle to travel in there. So having completed the journey, it drops it off the air in this way. Hariya अंगुष्ठा को वायु से को जीवात्मा को कर्मों का भोग को निमित्त हो गरु हे गरुर. He said the spirit, which is the size of the thumb now. What happened? Here it has to work out devotees, its various karmas and so on as it heads for Lord Yamraj. And what happened? इसी प्रकार यातना को भोगने को योग से को शरीर को धारण कर को यमदूत को साथ यम को लोक में को जाता है. And their devotees, you see, he has to go through now and read of his account. Lord Yamraj is very square and very, very, how you call it, fair in dealing with how you call it, giving the results of karma. Right? Now it tells you again, you see when the soul waited and he had to face Lord Yamraj, it started to tremble with fear. You're frightened too bad. You're frightened, you're so frightened. And as always mentioned, you might have a little case in the magistrate court, a little traffic case or something, and you can't sleep for 3 weeks. Imagine you had to face the Lord up there as the judge. Think how frightened. That's why they advise the gift of salt in a siddha to the Brahman does remove the fear from the soul. That's one of the main reasons for it. You always make sure, when you're making a siddha, you put salt in it. Right? Very important. And so devotees, let me put it simple for you. Up there, highly computerized, and with the world of technology, what happened? When the time comes, they call upon the 2 people who lives on our shoulder. Everybody had 2 people living on your shoulder. If you watch good, you might see them, but you can't see them with these 2 eyes. They are called Chitra and Gupta. They document everything you do, good and bad. Right? That balance sheet up there had 2 sections, debit and credit. Okay? And they document every single thing devotees. And here what it tells you now. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. You get a body of torment by which you're going to suffer for the karmas that you did. That is where this picture comes in. Due to the action committed, watching the below part of it, you're going to see how they torture, how it is tortured. Right? If anybody never see it and you want to get an idea, somebody can pass it around. Look at here. Right? Let's keep looking at it. It's a very old picture. That is in Yamlok. All right? The various hells then that way you suffer for karmas that are done. So the top row is the action and the below row is how you suffer for it. Right? So if anybody want to pass it, you can. So devotees, Bhagavan Vatsalam Baba Pujitam, and their devotees, he gets that body of torment, right? And sets out through the air now with the servant of Yamraj to the abode of your Yamraj. So from that city that we mentioned there, he now goes through the air to the city of Yamraj, right, in the custody of the Yamdut. Okay, and whilst going, devotees, what happened? Hari Om, Siddhi Vishnu Namaha, He Garud, Par loko nimit ko jisne ko dag ko nahi ko diya, waha ko kashta se ko tatha ko, Hari Om Siddhi Dreha Bandhan se ko badha hua, Yam loko ko jata hai. Then what happened? Those who do not offer gifts, it tells you here, for the soul, they go, devotees, very powerfully bonded devotees in the tight bonds of the Yamdut, have them under serious constraint. You see, if a person did not do much in his life, you still have opportunities where, especially if it's a biological son, whatever he does with his hand, the soul could get it. Okay? You could still do it than if the person did not do. But you have to do it, devotees, with that faith, belief, love, and devotion. All these gifts and so on that you may make on behalf of the soul, the merits the soul does receive it. It does that. And that is the importance of all, again, after that rituals. Why they are so important is not a set of simi-dimi. And now you see a lot of people finding themselves in problems because many families have children away, sons away. Father come and die, the son can't come because he have his job there, he can't leave the work. Huh? So the day of the funeral, he asked Babs, he said, Babs, here's something that I will tie up across there, we can't work out a package deal here. And you go do the funeral and the shaving and the bandara one time. And if you want the Baba, you get to do it. Yeah, we go work it out, the right man, you cost X, Y, and Z. And when they're done, boy, that man real good, boy, you do everything one time, We didn't have no worries after that, Lalan. Your poor father for soul stick in spirit in the spirit world that it can't get released. This man bring you into this world, father or mother, grow you up to be a big person. Now you just know what trouble you give your mother and father until you have children, eh? They didn't realize it. What trouble and problems they go through. And to make a little sacrifice, that is too difficult in this way. So through the end of devotees, if gifts and so on are made, long time, if a father died, the first thing the son is to do is to find out if his father was owing anybody, was indebted to anybody, and he will work towards paying out that debt. Let's be glad. Well, he dead, he had to pay nothing again. Karmas do not go on. That's right. You borrow with the intention of paying and you did not do it, you have to answer to Lord Yamraj. Now, long time they used to tell you, that's why you used to born back as a donkey and you had to work hard on the cocoa estate, tooting cocoa and coffee and all them things and son. But today we have machinery and son. But somewhere, here a dog watchman in a house, don't come by your house by guess, I giving you a dog and you don't want it. But you want to go south to buy a dog for $3,000-4,000 to bring him home. You think he coming by guess? Especially to watchman your place. He working for you, right? Yeah, let's transport and otherwise. They don't born by guess. They don't come by guess. Everything is a karmic situation. Karma plays a part there. Bhagavan Avatsalam, say Bhagavan. In that city of Ramraj, there are 4 gateways, devotees of which the southern gateway has been declared. This pathway towards the Vaitarani is the southern pathway to Lord Yamraj. You have the east, you have the north, and you have the west and the south. The south, the righteous go along the east. The north, these are 2 more important ones, are in west. But the southern pathway is for the wicked, the perverse, the one who throw away his body, wasted, hurted, and all empty and so on. You're going down that pathway to meet Vaitarani. But we can knock our steps and say, look, you see me, I do plenty good. Me ain't going down there, I going by the east, west, or north. How you know that? Later on as we read, you're going to hear what you believe is not a sin. You're going to see how much sin we just commit with this body. Consciously and unconsciously. That's why you have to follow up satsang and you'll get it. Yeah. So devotees, what happened here? they move towards that southern gate. Even it tells you too that when the time comes for the soul to leave this body, the righteous one, those who tread the pathway of dharma, nobody is perfect. You're trying to do good all the time. When the time comes to die, the soul does leave this body through the upper tiers, either through the mouth, the nose, the eyes, or the ears. To the wicked, the perverse, right? That one who tortured and all these things. When the time comes for the soul to leave, the soul does leave by the lower upper tiers, which is the anus or the private part. That is where it's passing out to go. You understand? So you want to do good with this body so that you can get a good hereafter. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Bhayana ko yamlok me ko rasate me Chudha ko tiptasram ko adi ko dukha ko hua प्रेत को जिसको प्रकार को जाता है उसमें मैंने कहा को अब को तुम क्या को सुनेगा इच्छा करने वाला है. How they go, devotees, on this most difficult and dreadful pathway, afflicted with hunger, thirst, exhaustion, and all of these. O Garur, I have thus explained to you. So when you go by Lord Yamraj, Chitra and Gupta, as I mentioned to you, we live in a technological world. Your key is going to call. So they get your file number, right? And when they open up your file, they'll have proper identification, serial number, all them things, you know. And when they start to call out, and the world is a global village. You see it? You lived on planet Earth, in the country of Trinidad and Tobago, in the town of Sangre Grande, right? In the special street name so-and-so, in special house number. We could identify and pinpoint you. But I've seen here in your account where you do X, Y, and Z wrong. And he let, sorry, let's continue to go on. But just to give you an example, I see where you rob Mr. X here. You say, well, how them fellas know that there? When I robbed the man, there was nobody wrong. Right? And this is where Chitra and Gupta come to testify. Yes, we were there with you when you commit this act. Because you see, Krishna Bhagavan said, devotees, in the Mahabharata, another person's property should be looked upon as a deadly poison. Not even in dreams should you think of acquiring it, what is not yours. Right? What is not yours, and you try to acquire that, is a serious sin. Okay? I am seeing it here. So you doubt in Chitra and Gupta? They're going to call now the 5 elements of this body. Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. I 5, 1, 2, 7 going to testify. You're still doubting, you know. Take your eyes, somebody else file, all you open up there, not mine, mistaken identity here. Nobody checking back, this is yours. And you're still doubting. All right, we are going to call the Sravanas and the Sravanis. Who are they? The sons and the daughters-in-law of Lord Brahma. They are blessed with long distance hearing and long distance sight. The Sravanas, who are the males, they document what the males do. And the Sravanis document what the females do. You see it? They come to testify. You're still doubting. The sun, the moon, and the rain, and the stars, and you name it, coming to testify. You can get the best lawyer up there, you can win that case. Right? The book explains, when you go up there, you know, it's the first thing you start to do, you start to beg. Bhagavan, Lord Yamraj, give me a chance, please. Let me come down on earth, and I will correct back all the wrongs that you're talking about there. Give me one more chance, please. You know what I just tell you? He said, every time you come here, there's beg. And out a burst in my heart, when I send you back, you go back to square one. He said, I ain't working, you know. We just operate with a motto up here. Read the motto up there, you seen it? You're a man to do the crime, stand up as a man and pay the fine. And that is the logical law, right, of karma. So later on in Garuda Purana, you're going to hear, when you do X wrong, whatever body you have to born back to pay for it. You see this karmic, this body, why Kagbusu tell Garuda is so great? Is what you call the manipulative. It can either take the soul to the highest point, moksha, oneness with God, or it could bring down the soul right down in metapsychosis to the lowest of beings, and you wouldn't believe what is the lowest down there. The worm in the septic tank. The soul which was in this human body can also either go up to meet Lord Bhagavan Vishnu, or it could go wrong there. That's why last night was Gita Jayanti. Krishna Bhagavan says, every creature of mine you must see I exist in them. If you can't see that, you have not risen to that point of spirituality. You're still trying to reach. That state that is called Samadarshi. What causes the difference? Karma. Not by joking us get this body, according to Sri Ram. He said by the dint of hard work. Right? Good luck. And Lord Rama says, very rare. When I watch down in this Bhausagar and I see the soul suffering, he was in a human body before it commit karmas. Look where he gone down now, and look how he's struggling to come back. And mercy does come in my heart. Let me give him a chance to come back as a human. And so you'll drop the body that you are in. Your remnant karmas will combine with your parents' karma. You will be born from this particular mother and father through union and seminal fluid. The mother becomes pregnant. Not by guess. Nobody is born by guess or coincidence. The greatest blessing you could get is to get the human body, no matter what situation you find yourself, even a vagrant. You have the human body, right? You can lift yourself and move on. Our forefathers showed us. They came here with nothing, and after 180 years, look where we are. Right? Look at where we have reached. Right? But this is why satsang is important. It keeps reminding us of our true purpose in life. Right? How we reach here, what we're supposed to do here. And devotees very simply is what we're supposed to do, There's two things in life, Par upakar. Just keep serving the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart, which simply amounts to doing good with this body whilst you can, when you can, as long as you can, and as much as you can. Do not sit down and wait for somebody to come and ask you to do a good. Get up and look for avenues to do good with this body. This is what will help us. Any activity you could perform with this body, especially towards yajna. Yajna, that is which is God related, it had nothing to burn your karmas fast and help you to build good ones and prepare for a better future. Right? Gita philosophy explains this. So we have the opportunity. We have to learn, we have to live in this world. We are not yogis to go and sit down in the forest. No. You are family people. You have family, you have to pay bills, you have to go to work, this, that, all these things and so on. But you have to manage time properly. Harness time, make the best of it. For time is the greatest treasure that man has. Every second that clock ticks is 1 second less in your life. Tell yourself that. And by the time I said that, about 5 gone already. Right? Harness time, devotees, and maximize the use of it and along a positive way by serving the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart. He said, moving along in that path, we are afflicted with hunger, thirst, exhaustion, and so on. O Garuda, I have explained all of this to you. What do you wish to hear now? Please tell me. So Garuda said, my Lord, whilst along the pathway to Lord Yamraj, right? What are the torments the soul does go through? Right? The torments and the struggles and the problems and the sufferings and all these things, what it does end up going through, again to that of Lord Yamraj. What type of dand or penalties does he put out then on the soul? So because of X devotee is wrong, you're born back in X body to pay for that. Simple Ramayana tells you, anytime you don't like satsang, although you're a human being, God bless you with this body, and you never like satsang, definitely you're going to born an owl in your next life. Because the owl loves the darkness of the night, which represents the darkness of ignorance. It does not like the daylight, which represents the light of knowledge. Anytime you see that you cannot help, people are struggling to do something good, but you can't help, but you're only condemning. You know? Some people could talk, more than they could do, Yes, all it falls, they could sit and this and that, but they can't help, lift their finger to do one thing. According to Shri Ram, you're born back as a bat. You're going to love the night and you have to like to sleep wrong side. Jamgadur. Right? We just commit it. Nothing is born by guess. He didn't tell you you're bad talking the scriptures and you're good one, who serve and son. And you're pack only. And the more you talk, the more you lie. Right? Definitely you're born back as a frog. For 1,000 births. I mean to say, every time you're born as a frog, you go live in that body, you go leave it, you're born back again, and you're born back again, and 1,000 times. And you like to make noise, so you go born in a species like to make noise whole night. They're going pung nanak, pung nanak, pung nanak. That is the species you're born back in. According to Ramayana. From the highest, look where you're going down. Even Kak Musunji find himself in that problem. Right? Been born as a snake and a dog and a monkey and all these things, and then he came up back to full human. So that once you have this human body, every morning you get up, Lord, thanks very much. You see, when you join your fellow dhar to Surya Bhagavan, हे संसार के जीवन रूप हरि, मैं आपके सूर्य नाम से विनय करता हूँ, मुझे पाप और दुख से बचाइए, जिससे मैं यह दिन शुभ कामों है व्यतीत करूँ. Oh Lord, please take away all my sins and troubles and problems and bless me to do good with this body for this day. Let me do good karmas with it. And if you can't do good, stay quiet. Better you stay quiet, because you commit karmas that are detrimental in this respect. So you see, devotees, Garuda Purana, as I said, is not really meant to offend anyone, but it's meant to get information and knowledge. And only when we get knowledge, we can move out from the darkness of ignorance, trying to help ourselves along that way. Remember, what is done cannot be undone. What is important? How much time we have remaining. For man's greatest treasure is how much time remaining. Harness it and use it. A lot of people don't realize too. Why did Raja Parikshit let Kali Yuga survive? Right? Because Kali Yuga tell him, he said, this age is going to be the worst of ages, but it has great attributes with it. You see, this kind of environment, you're spending time with it, is a magic. They call it satsang. Gradually, simiti, say, you put a bucket of full, the pipe is dripping. If you take a week, you go full. And that is how satsang does be. Tulsidas even make it better. He says, Eka ghariya me punyar, tulsi sanghata sadhu ke kate kotya parar. Maximum is 2 hours, it boiling down to lesser. And it will come lesser and lesser and lesser as this Kali Yuga go along. But the Kali Yuga has the power. Although it's the worst age, man could help himself. We have the privilege to burn bad karmas and build good ones. What is the easiest way to burn bad karmas? This kind of environment. Anything you could do with this body that is God-related. Singing and chanting the praises of the Lord, listening to His divine nitya. Eating the remnants of a yag that's burn bad karmas. The panchamrit, the prasad, the food that is blessed by the brahmana and partaken and so on. Just partaking of it, it burns your bad karmas too. But again, the choice is ours. As it's simply put, you have to decide which team you're playing on. Right? Bhagavan Vishnu says, I don't take no side. I am the referee in the football match or the umpire in the cricket match. Right? But you can't want to bat on this side, and when you're out, you want to go on the next side and bat. That can't work. Decide which team you're playing on. And that is where Benu Sata Sangha Vivekana Hoi, through satsang, the third eye opens, and you are able to realize your true self and your purpose and work towards achieving it. Right? Take advantage of it, what is there remaining. So this has brought us to the end of this chapter. We are going to stop here for today. Iti Sri Garuda Purane ko Sarodware Haryam Yarmar ko Nirupanang ko Naam Dvitiya Adhyay Samapti Bolo Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki Jai. प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय. God bless. So, this is old time bhajan, but it carries the meaning. You know the bhajan wali telling you, don't waste this gifted life. Whilst others crave faith, you have it and you waste in it. This world, when you utter eye open and realize nobody is yours and nobody belonging to you. Father, mother, sister, wife, husband, nobody is yours. You come alone, you go alone. Only Mother Earth does wait. The house, the land, the wealth, all these assets, something we work hard and we kill ourselves for it. And yet still, the hurtful part, you can't get it when you go in. The Egyptians believe they will use it afterwards. But anything you put in that coffin, it's going to burn to ashes or rot in the ground. The bhajan tell you, get where there is satsang. Being in satsang is like bathing in the Ganga. Every duck you take in the Ganga, sins are washed away. Right? Let us join. झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया. एक पिता के हम सब लड़के, धरती हमरे माता. एक पिता के हम सब लड़के, धरती हमरी माता. कुटुंबक वीला संगन साथी, कुटुंबक वीला संगन साथी. काल बजाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया. दो दिन तो बहुनाई जगत में, माया में भर माया. ओ दो दिन तो बहुनाई जगत में, माया में भर माया. धन दौलत कुछ काम नु आवे, धन दौलत कुछ काम नु आवे. छूट जाएगी भगाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया. सत्संग की गंगा बही गई, कोमल जिसका धारा. ओ सत्संग की गंगा बही है, कोमल जिसका धारा. करिय स्नान विमल कर काया, करिय स्नान विमल कर काया. पापिन पाप कराया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया. बोलो विष्णु भगवान की जय. Bhajan Wali is reminding us, do not waste this gifted body, but use it for the purpose for which it was given in this respect. So tonight, devotees, we thank you so much for being with us. We were here last night as we observed Gita Jayanti. Krishna Bhai, it's so nice to have you with us. You were there since your Ram Leela, and it's so nice as you're back with us again. Coming in from quite somewhere, he makes the sacrifice to be here. Tonight we say thanks to Lalan for Shruta in Puja tonight, and our Parsad and Bhojan are sponsored and prepared by Ms. Safi Ramlal and family, and the roti is sponsored by Mr. Ran Bharat of Markshine Street and Sangri Grandi. We say thanks very, very much to them to make the reality of satsang once more happen. Devotees, Saturday, which is after tomorrow, is our final Purnima or Satnarayan Brat Katha for this year. It's the last Katha for December month. And we want to extend this invitation to you once more. Personally, I want to do that because our family normally does the Satnarayan Katha. We have been doing this for the past more than 75 years, as far as I can remember. The Christmas month, if it falls on Christmas Day, we do it. Boxing Day, we do it. Whatever day, we do it. We do not bypass it. So this Purnima is Saturday coming. We invite you all and others who would like to join with us here at the Nagar Mandir for our final Purnima Brat Katha for this year 2024. Right? On Boxing Day, which is Thursday, 26th, Fat Boy is going to perform puja on that night on behalf of his birthday. See the sacrifice? Right? New Year's, Old Year's night, which is the 31st, we will have Old Year's night satsang, we'll have Ramayan Katha. Right? And we break the Old Year's night in the temple, and then you move to your home. Thursday coming, devotees, we will not have, how you call it, Garuda Purana Satsangh. Mrs. Baby Maraj, she wants to do Bedi Puja, Lakshmi Puja on Thursday next week. So we'll have her Shruta. But we look forward to seeing you all. So remember, Saturday coming is our Satnarayan Katha. Bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. Jai. Let us stand please as we now join in Arti. Hari Om Yani Kani Chapapani Janamantar Gretanita Tani Tani Vinashanti Pradakshina Pare Pare Dipanam.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare
भक्त जनों के संतत दास जनों के संतत जन्मी जोर करी ओम जय जगदीश हरि जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का
स्वामी दुख बिन से
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे घन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहूँ मैं किसकी
स्वामी शरण कहूँ मैं किसकी प्रभु बिन और न दूजा
आश करो मैं जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी
स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी
पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर
तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता सबके प्राणपति।
इस विधि मिलो दया में,
इस विधि मिलो दया में,
झुमको में घुमती ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता ठाकुर तुम मेरे।
स्वामी ठाकुर तुम मेरे।
अपनी हाथ बढ़ाओ,
अपनी हाथ बढ़ाओ,
शरण परा तेरी
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
विषय विकार मिटाओ,
पाप हरो देवा,
स्वामी पाप हरो देवा।
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ,
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ,
संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे।
भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करी ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। Let us all humble ourselves in prayerful submission. We say, Prabhu, thanks very much once more for this opportunity that we have had in this holy environment of Satsang. Bless us that may we have the privilege to be here on Saturday as we join in Satnarayan Brat Katha. Om Shantakaram Bhujagashainam Padmanabham Shuresham Vishwatharam Gagan Sadrisham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalnainam Yogi Viridhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhaubhaiharam Sarvalokaikanadam Om Tvameva Mata
च पिता त्वमेव,
Tvameva Vando
च सखा त्वमेव,
O Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय। गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय। और शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। बोलो सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सर्वदेवी देवता की जय। साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम। आपकी आसन लीजिए. Please take your seats. Please receive your arti, prasad, meals that are prepared. And if you'd like to do one good thing for this Christmas, try to go veggie. If you go veggie, you'll save a life for this Christmas. And if you know how much that will mean, right? Same God in everyone. Dhanyabad.